battle for points has tightened between our four teams as they fight for every mile in a drag race down south. Welcome to the Ocean Race Show, where the first third of leg 3 comes to a close and our teams cross the scoring line and we have to adjust the leaderboard. But who was going to get awarded what points was not clear in the last 200 miles as our boats were pushing towards that line. Team Holcim PRB's reduced lead of 130 miles was enough to see them approaching the scoring line clearly in front. But there was a fierce battle to see who could cross the line in second and third between Team Milizia and 11th Hour Racing Team.
So can you see 11th Hour? Nico?
Yes. You see them 1/900 or something like that? Quite close. It's good to see some friends.
And what can you see about them?
I spy them a bit. Cell configuration. I think we have the same.
If we don't collide, is there a risk of collision?
No.
With the boats so close, it was not only a chance to compare sailing configuration and setup, but also sailing style. Team Milizia was designed specifically to have an edge in these conditions. Now Boris could compare how the boats were handling in the waves.
Big jump, big jump. Woo. It's really cool to watch them. You can see how they change course. They heel not much. At first I see them in front of the stanchion and now behind the stanchion. That's a good sign. 0.9 miles to them.
The view for 11th Hour Racing Team wasn't causing them as much happiness as they could see Team Milizia sailing cleaner through the waves, something everyone expected the boat to do, but right now it meant being overtaken.
We're approximately 400 miles from the scoring gate, and there's a group of 3 boats competing for points, of which we are one. Milizia is 1.28 miles behind us. Davenport, gonna need to get yourself a new map, at 318. Biotherm is 256 at like 29 miles. So a little bit more concerned about these guys, but really like, you can see my motion on the boat. We just plow, and these guys have this big voluminous bow. These conditions suit them, so it's everything we can do to try to hold on. We've been doing a nice job, but it's hard. But these guys right here represent a point. So, we've been sailing for whatever the heck it is, 5,000 miles, and it's going to come down to these last 300.
A tight battle for second, but first place was clear. And at 17:45 UTC, Team Holcim PRB crossed the scoring gate, gaining another 5 points to their tally.
Yes, c'est pas mal. I'm always a bit pushy. I'm always trying to find what we've done wrong in order to improve. And this time I can tell you that we've been sailing well. With the 5 points we just had at this scoring gate, if we finish in Itajaí, we are sure to stay on the first place of the podium. So today, the first goal of Holcim PRB is to be in Itajaí with the crew and the boat in good shape.
5 points for Team Holcim PRB, but what about the rest of the points? Well, that bow on Team Milizia proved very effective, and they crossed in second with 11th Hour Racing Team in third. Both these boats then switched back to the long game and jibed south to rejoin the best route to Brazil as Biotherm crossed in fourth, and the 3 teams came together once again as the drag race east restarted. The points awarded for crossing the scoring gate are between 5 for the first boat, down to 2 points for Biotherm in fourth place.
we are a bit disappointing on Biotherm because we were fighting against 11 Hour and Malaysia since 2 and 3 days. They were just behind us, but unfortunately, one day before the finish, they just came back in front, and so we are a bit disappointing on the sport side, but on the personal side, and we are learning a lot on the boat, and we improve a lot the speed of Biotherm in downwind and EV condition. So that's a positive point. I always remember that Biotherm was the last boat launched, and so we are a bit late. We are not the same level of preparation, but we are happy to be there. And the most positive thing is that we have sailed all the Indian Ocean, and now we have the Pacific in front of us. And we are doing this race for this leg, and we are enjoying. It's not quiet, but it's full of emotional, and it's hard sometimes.
How does this affect the overall leaderboard? Well, while there's not been any change at the top, the lead for the Swiss boat has grown. Team Holcim PRB now sit 5 points clear of second place, with only 2 points separating the other 3 boats racing in this leg. So one chapter closes on this leg, but what about the future? We thought it'd be a good idea to talk to Christian Dumas, the weather expert here at the Ocean Race, about what's in store for the rest of this leg.
So the boats have just crossed the scoring gate. They should have nice weather conditions for the 2-3 coming days, but then we expect a front to come from the west, so the last boats should catch up the first ones. The fleet should come close together. Right now, monitoring the ice conditions, so we take, with CLS, we take pictures from the icebergs and try to define their exact position. And hopefully we can move the ice limit a little further south when they get close to Cape Horn, because right now the ice limit is very far north. It's also the cyclonic season now in the Pacific Ocean, so that we could have cyclones coming from the north, so we have to be very careful.
Big winds, big waves, and big challenges for our sailors, and we have seen them faced it all. We've seen broken mast, delaminating hull, and cracking carbon fibre. But we've also seen our sailors at their very best. Now, the record in the IMOCA class for the most number of miles achieved in 24 hours for a crewed boat was 558 miles. But all of our boats racing have done better than that, each more than the last. A great run for Team Holcim PRB, and while this is Kevin Escoffier's first ocean race as skipper, it's easy to overlook the fact that he's won the race before with Dongfeng Race Team during the last edition. The skipper of that team, Charles Cordrelia, knows what a skilled sailor Kevin is.
I know him as a crew, but I'm sure as a skipper, he's amazing because he has a nice spirit and he's very tough, so I think he shows the example, and the other one try to follow him, and I'm sure he's an amazing leader for that. He's very concentrated on the performance, no matter his position, and he's a competitor, so he never gave up. And when something is going wrong, probably his best weapon is his sense of humor and his energy. He never stopped, and he was bowman on the Dongfeng Race Team, and each time we have a big trouble, and we had a lot of trouble on the 2 campaigns, he was always the first one full of energy to try to fix things and helps, and you can always trust this guy. He never gave up, and that's why he's so strong.
An impressive performance for Team Holcim PRB, currently leading the Ulysses Nardin 24-hour speed record challenge, a team that has rarely put a foot wrong in this race. if they can go on to arrive first at the finish line in Brazil, they'll add another 5 points to their tally, looking even stronger at the top of the leaderboard. But let's not forget, there are still loads of points available for the other teams to get. And of course, a double points transatlantic leg as well. So we'll have to keep a very close eye on the racing to come. Now, we're only able to keep that close eye on the racing because of that fifth crew member, the onboard reporter. And we wanted just to take a moment to thank them for all their hard work. And we know that you've been appreciating watching the incredible images that they're able to capture from on board. And it just so happens that they're pretty appreciative of you watching as well.
Hey guys, this is Antoine Auriol, the onboard reporter for Team Malizia. I wanted to just let you know that it's been 2 weeks now since we left, and it's been the two toughest weeks of my life, I think, in terms of working in such an environment. It's very cold, grey, humid, it's bouncy, it's bumpy. I've been sick. I've been also like a little bit seasick, so I've been really struggling. But I have some news from the onshore team, and they told me that the videos have a really positive feedback on YouTube, especially, and it makes me very happy. So from the bottom of my heart, I wanted to say thank you to all of you. You behind your computer, your phone, your tablet, in the bus, in the train, or in your sofa at night if you watch the movies anywhere in the world. It makes me really happy, and it gives me a reason to follow and to continue to do my best. So thank you very much for your support, and I hope you will continue to enjoy our adventure. I will really continue to try to do my best. Bye bye, thank you very much.